How do we receive the Lord? For he that receiveth my servants receiveth me. My next story takes place in New Zealand, where my missionary companion and I arrived at sacrament meeting one evening to discover the chapel completely filled. The branch president was being released. I noticed, sitting on the last bench, a member of the branch who was inactive. His name was Jimmy Solomon. Jimmy drove a taxi, and I had seen him on the streets several times, usually with a cigar in his mouth. Everyone's here to see the change of guard, I thought, even Jimmy Solomon. After the retiring branch president had been given a vote of thanks, the mission president told the congregation that the Lord had called Brother Jimmy Solomon to be the next branch president. All who feel they can support Brother Solomon in this calling, please indicate with a show of hands. Are there any opposed? The room was filled with hands. I had never witnessed such a thing. The meeting was adjourned. All who were opposed were invited into the cultural hall to share their concerns. After much discussion, Jimmy Solomon had been sustained and ordained the new president of the branch. About a week later, my companion and I noticed a familiar figure driving a taxi toward us. We saw, to our disappointment, that there was a cigar in President Solomon's mouth. That was the last I saw of Jimmy Solomon before I was transferred. A year later, I returned to that same branch. We were invited to the home of a good brother who had been the branch president just prior to Jimmy Solomon. He said, "Come, there's something I want you to see." And we went with him down the street to the house of Jimmy Solomon. The room we entered was brightly lit and warm and full of the feeling of friendship. I noticed his face. It radiated. He was enthusiastic about our missionary work and talked about his love for the temple. "What happened?" I asked the good brother as we left Jimmy's house. "Well," he answered, "as you remember, it was a challenging time for all of us when Jimmy was selected to lead the branch. We all agreed the Lord must have called Jimmy because none of us would have ever thought of it." He started acting like the leader that the Lord knew he was. And we reckoned that if the Lord had called Jimmy, it was our duty to sustain him. And you know what? He went around to all of his beer drinking buddies and got them started back to church too. He's taken several of them to the temple. It's been wonderful. I couldn't have reached those men. Is it not clear that everyone with whom we associate, everyone, from beginners on the job to seasoned veterans who preside over us, all are benefited when we receive them and support them